Hey everybody, Ryan here, Humphrey Family Homestead. Hopefully the wind's not too bad right now. It's pretty windy. Hope you can still hear me, but I wanted to start this video off saying today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Now if you raise chickens, you know that the return on your investment with chickens, as far as having to feed them and keep them watered, and you know, if they get sick you got to take care of them and all that stuff. So the return, yes, you get free eggs. You can get enough to sell eggs. You can butcher your meat chickens and sell them or eat them. So there is an upside to having chickens, but it's very minimal. And so you're always looking for cheap, easy ways to feed your chickens. Now I'll show you the bag that we normally get, and I'll talk about how much that costs and how much we go through of that. But today's video is going to be a new way to feed the chickens, and hopefully a very cheap, almost free way to feed the chickens. And it's called a maggot bucket. If you've done your research online, you know what a maggot bucket is. A quick description is, it's a bucket that hangs over your chickens with some rotten meat or something inside. And the flies lay eggs. The eggs turn into maggots. The maggots crawl out of the holes that you drill into the bottom of the bucket, and your chickens get to eat free protein. It's a supplement. Cut back on feed a little bit. So let's go build one. Let's see what it takes. Hey Moose. Okay, so I got the drill, and I need to replace the drill bit because right now I got a Phillips head bit in there, and I'm thinking that my drill bits will be in here, which, like a dummy, I left out, and it rained on it. No. And it's completely soaking wet. Okay, so apparently my drill bits got lost in the move, and that kind of sucks. This is the bucket we're going to use here, but since I don't have drill bits, the only thing I can think of is this giant screw, and I could put holes in. I just don't think they're going to be big enough for the maggots to come out of. I don't know. This is a watering bucket that I made. It's got 2 holes in it, and these are big enough for flies and maggots and such. But they're a little high, so it's got holes, but there's only 2 of them. So I'm going to try to drill this screw and see what size hole we can get with that screw. I don't think it's going to work. We'll have to see. But let's give it a try. Okay, so just going to try to use the screwdriver to make some holes. See if it works. It totally works, and they look like decent sized holes too, so that's gonna work. So now we got holes going all the way around the bottom-ish. Now we got these 2 bigger holes from where I did the water spouts. so flies can get in those bigger holes. Let's do some holes on the bottom. Let's do a couple of holes up here, just in case for flies to get in. Wish I had a bigger drill bit. I want a big hole for flies to get in. All right, let's take it out in the light and see what it looks like. Okay, so I got the holes going all the way around the bottom. Got a couple up here. All the way around the bottom. And then a bunch on the bottom. Now, the idea is that the flies will fly in the bigger holes, like here, and then there's a big one here. This is where the watering spout was, another one here. The flies will go in. There will be some rotting meat on the inside. They will lay their eggs into the meat. That will turn into maggots. The maggots will then start to eat the meat so that they can grow and get bigger. And when they're done eating, when they feel like they've hit their there's like levels, and when they hit the certain level, they need to go underground. And so, sorry for that wind. So the thought is, after they're done eating everything they're going to eat, they'll come out these little holes down here and on the bottom and fall into the dirt so that they can finish their process of becoming flies. Now, the goal is that the maggots will fall out of here and the chickens will eat the maggots when they fall on the ground. So they won't turn into flies. So I guess the next step of this is to put in some rotten meat and let the flies start going at it. Okay, in here is their feed bag. Well, a bunch of feed bags. This is my daughter's chore, and man, this room is trashed. Okay, so this is the bag of feed we normally get for them. It's an egg layer feed for laying hens. It's got calcium and just the different stuff that they need to produce eggs properly. They also get like vegetables. We give them fresh vegetables usually every day, as well as grit, sunflower seeds, and different stuff like that. So this bag costs about $12, and they go through about one a week. So this maggot bucket should hopefully supplement that and slow that down. Okay, so one more thought. I'm getting a little worried that the holes aren't big enough, so I'm gonna make some bigger holes so the flies can get in. They also have to be able to smell the they have to be able to smell the rotting meat, and I'm hoping that in these, if I can make these holes bigger, because it is just a plastic. Yep, see, I can cut it. That's big enough for some flies, right? Maybe I should go bigger. Yeah, that's big enough, right? Kind of a ghetto little hole, but this is a foreign concept to a lot of people, because they don't, I mean, a lot of people don't raise their own chickens, and so they don't do the research on how to feed them cheaper and free. So when you actually own chickens, you take some time out to browse YouTube, Google some stuff, how to feed your chickens, and you'll come across these ideas. And there's much more sophisticated ways to do this. There's different buckets, different ways to do it. Sometimes they use like a vacuum cleaner hose, and it's really sophisticated type stuff. And some maggot buckets are designed to collect the maggots so that you don't have it inside the chicken coop. So, but this is just the easy cheap way that I found to do it, so I'm giving it a shot. But let's go put some meat in this sucker and hang it. Okay, so we have some straw. I've always heard that if you put some straw on the bottom and then your meat on top of it, and then some straw on top of the meat, it helps with a little bit of the smell. I mean, you want it to smell for the flies to be attracted, but you don't need very much smell, so you want to try to minimize it as much as you can. Also, the hay or the straw will suck up some of that juice that comes from the rotten meat, the dead meat. So we're gonna go ahead and put some in here. This is a old bale straw that we're probably never gonna use. Oh, wee. I mean, the only thing we'd use it for is maybe to, if the chicken coop gets muddy or something like that. There's probably an easier way to do this. It's baled really tight, and there's like a wire that goes around, but I just wanted a handful, and I can't even get a handful. That looks like a good amount in there. Okay. Now this next part, if you do not want to see a dead chicken, get off the video, because there's going to be a dead chicken in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so for anybody who knows about chickens or has raised chickens knows that their lifespan is fairly short. This chicken is about 5 years old. It has dried up its egg production, and she got to a point where she can't even get up or to get water or to get food or anything. She's just laying down, and it's been days of no food or water, so she's suffering. So we went ahead and culled her and put her out of her misery, I guess. We're gonna use her as the fly attractant in the bucket. She's lived a good life giving us eggs, and now she's gonna give back in a new way. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her in the bucket. We're gonna cover her with some straw, in the bucket, and then we'll hang the bucket. Okay. Okay. Now that she's in the bucket, I'm going to put some more straw on top of her. And this is just something I saw that said it would reduce some of the smell, but I don't think that's going to be true. But just try everything that I saw and see what works and what doesn't work. So okay, let's go hang up the bucket. Okay, I got some zip ties that's what we're going to use to hang the bucket. I was thinking about bungees, but decided against the bungees. Now these chickens have no idea that there's another chicken in this bucket. But they are going to... Ooh, the rain left some water up here. But they are going to enjoy the maggots that they get from their sister. Let's go ahead and hang it. That should be good. Okay, so final part of the project here. There is now an attractant inside that bucket, which is the chicken that we just culled. You have the bigger holes where the flies can get in, and you have the smaller holes where the maggots can crawl out. So we will see if this is successful, and I'll do an update video just to show y'all if it worked or not. I did not look in to see how long it takes for maggots to start appearing, so I'll have to go look that up. But I will be looking at least every day to see what's going on, and when we finally get maggots, I will show you the process of them coming out and the chickens eating. So appreciate you watching, and I know this was kind of a gross topic, but you know, like I said, I appreciate you guys for checking in with us. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like us, please subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate it. So we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.